Looks like we're back at it again. It is the Hyper Havoc, the first build that I did during the pandemic. It kept my hands busy as we were all kind of dealing with boredom. Because during that time, there were not very many bicycles that were available. Everywhere you went, the bike shops were sold out. Department stores were sold out. So if you wanted a bike, you had to build one. That's something that I grew up doing. I just did. I was a BMXer when I was very young. And my neighbors were mechanics. We had all the tools. We swapped parts between building half pipes, quarter pipes, every type of ramp you could possibly think of for that particular time period, and learning so much about different types of bicycle parts just by swapping with your friends. And from there, getting older and getting into mountain biking, using those skills that I had learned, I was able to apply it to this rebuild. There's only so far you can take it, especially for what was available whenever I had rebuilt the bike. The parts that I could get secondhand off a marketplace or Amazon or wherever. I came up with something cool, but I just can't put it down because every time I look at it, it reminds me of a lot of very good times. Now I'm looking right behind the camera and there's 20 bikes that I could be working on today or at any time really, but this one just makes me feel good. It just does. So what I'm going to do is we've got all this business going on here with where the shifter cables and the brake cables go. I'm going to modernize it. Okay. I'm going to turn it into a bike that has internal cable routing because outside of the routing, the geometry and the suspension, I would say that it's just shy of being worthy to a few different types of trails, although I've taken it on everything that I can and I've never had a problem with it. And that makes it fun. When you're behind somebody on an elite level mountain bike, I'm talking about the bike, not the person, and you shout out on your left and then you burn past them on a Hyper Havoc with an old gray beard, by the way. That's just fun. I'll say this over and over again. And I mean it. It's not the arrow. It's the Indian. Let's turn a wrench on this thing and give it some internal cable routing. Okay? All right. So good. Before I can drill into the frame, I'm going to need a punch. Now, this is an aluminum frame, and it should be fairly easy in comparison to other things to drill into. I don't have a punch, or actually, I take that back. I do, somewhere in the shop. Since I've rearranged everything and reorganized everything, I put my absolute essentials at my desk, and the things that are fairly non-essential, or at least not my everyday tools, I put them away somewhere. I have no idea. Okay, so I'm going to have to make a punch. And I found this guy, and I'm going to make a punch out of it, although it's not sharp enough, so I'm going to have to put it on the vise and do some grinding, okay? I haven't used this since I carved out Molly's headstone, which is in the backyard. Good old Molly, my good bud and friend. So, this is for you, Malls. I do it by hand, it'll be more symmetrical. It'll be flatter, or it'll be more likely to be closer to the shape of the grommet that will sit properly in the frame. Okay, so this side's all done. It looks really, really clean. Up underneath, not so much, but again, that's not functionality, that's aesthetics. You can't really see it anyways because it's on the other side of this garment, right? So now I've got a place to route a cable through. I'm also going to drill up under here so that the cable can go through, come up under the bottom bracket over the chainstay, and probably be just covered up with a chainstay protector, which is just an old inner tube, which I've got laying around the shop. Nice and clean to my derailleur, which I will replace right now. It works. I've got lots of derailleurs, and there's always time for that. So one step at a time. All right, here we go. Okay, so for the rear brake, I'm going to run the cable through the top tube, okay? Starting about right here, where this other mount, which will be gone shortly, by the way, this will be gone. I'm going to grind that bad boy off, that one as well. I'm going to drill a hole here and there where marked by these two. I don't know, maybe I'll go a little further back. I don't know, because just this much of hidden cable almost seems like it's not worth it. Maybe I'll go back further. Yeah, I think I'll go back further to make it as hidden as possible. I'm going to place a hole right here and install a grommet so that most of it along the top tube will be covered up, okay? Yeah, I considered going down the top tube and that hole here. Now, this is a very big bottom tube, so that hole can be significantly bigger than the one up here can be. And then I would run the cable up under the bottom bracket and then around maybe the top of the seat stay. No. That's too much. That puts too much pressure on the cable. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. Sorry, I haven't decided this yet. I'm deciding it right now. I'm gonna place a grommet here, one about in the center of this piece here, so that a lot of it is covered up. It'll come out and then basically travel the same route that it's been, and it works great. I can't really think of a better way to do it, to be honest with you. And I can always change it. I can. Do whatever you want. All right. Here we go. You guys enjoy this. Come on. That's a 1/2 inch. Okay. I'll put the other one about right here. That seems tolerable, I guess. It should. Well, I mean, it'll work. There's no doubt about it. It's going to work. How well it's going to work, remains to be seen. Looks like they knew I was coming. Right here is I'm assuming it's some sort of a drainage hole for moisture or water that gets in there. So I'm gonna make it even bigger, run some cables through it. All right, let's go. Yeah, easy peasy. Okay, so now I'm gonna start getting rid of some of these things. These are basically the mounts or the guides for the cable housing. Cones fit right down in there, and there's usually a shifter or a brake cable that goes in between here exposed. And the whole point of doing this was to make those as hidden as possible. One of the points of doing this, rather. The other one is to show that you can take something old, something dated, and something lesser quality, and on a budget, bring it up to speed and close to standard of the average mountain biker. On these trails, bayou dirt trails here in Katy or around Houston, a lot of them are super gnarly. I'm gonna test this one. I'm gonna try and maximize its potential, what I believe it to be once I get done with this, which could have happened before running these cables through the frame. I don't think it's going to make the frame any weaker. I honestly don't. I may be wrong. But the suspension is low budget and it's just fine. It'll work exactly the way that I need it to for what I'm using it for. But when I get done with this, we'll give it a good rip. Okay? It'll be fun. See you in a bit. The moment of truth. All drilled out, grommets are installed on both sides. This will be for the shifter cable, all right? It'll go in through here and out through the bottom, so let's do it. I'm not gonna lie, this thing is giving me a lot of crap that I didn't film. I don't like editing out all the cuss words, so I just didn't. Not that I didn't cuss, it's that I didn't film myself cussing, so. Insert through grommet number 1. No way, there it goes. You know what it needs. I think it's going to find its way out. Let's see what we got here. Here. Ooh, I see it. Getting all that junk out of there. Oh, here it comes. No way. Yeah. Perfect. I say perfect. I don't necessarily mean perfect. How good is it? Pretty darn. Pretty darn. Okay, got the cable cut. I did not film it because I would have had to have edited out the cuss words. Like I said earlier, I'm going to save myself the trouble. Okay. All set there. It's not exactly smooth, clean, but it is an open end. Sits right in there, just fine. Just fine. And then I will, again, rewrap this with an inner tube, which will be my chainstay protector. Excuse my voice, I kind of blew it this weekend. All in the name of rock and roll, brother. So now to run an actual shifter cable. All right, looking good so far. This is my hydraulic brake cable on the other side, which I'll have to take them apart and run it through. That's probably going to be worth the effort, right? All right, here we go. Lubing the cable. This is actually hair elixir. And it works very well. As predicted, it works well on hair. Works great on my beard. When I need it to be not so wild, which is almost never, because I'm not so much into aesthetics these days. Not so much. What is the point of my beard? There may be more than one, but the first one that comes to mind is because I can. Because I can. If it doesn't feel like freedom, whatever it is that you're doing, then you're doing it wrong. If you are not concerned about it feeling like freedom, if that's not something that you're concerned about, do your thing. Shave your face. Go sit in your cubicle, which is certainly much safer if that's what you're into. If safe is what you do safe. Make yourself feel good. You've got about 5 minutes of life in the grand scheme of things. Ashy. 5 minutes of life in the grand scheme of things. So, make it good. If you're showing up to a job that you hate, you might want to reconsider that. Have I done that? Yes. Now, it was still music. It was still what I do. It wasn't exactly the way that I wanted to do it. It was a little sell-out-ish. just playing stuff people know, the standards. I didn't enjoy that at all, but why did I do it? Don't let anybody lie to you. It pays well. It pays well. And I need the money to raise my kids. I was out there making lemonade. What am I going to do? Go back to school again for the third time so I can make more money? Or am I going to hustle? Doing what I know how to do. And doing what I'm good at. And there is a couple of those things that I am good at. One of the things that I am good at is what you're watching right now. At least competent, I would say. In all fairness. Otherwise, you wouldn't be watching. Right? Love y'all, man. All right. Sorry, Houston lingo. Okay, so I'm going to wrap this here in just a bit. You guys stand by. Looks like we're all done. Well, with the exception of grinding these off here. I don't even know what those are called, to be honest with you. I suppose I should. It wouldn't matter if I did because they're going to be gone anyway. So this is where the cables used to be routed through over the top of the frame, and now they're routed through the frame of the bicycle on this side as well. This is my shifter cable. I went ahead and put a new shifter on it. Why not, right? Why not? I mean, I had it sitting in the parts bin doing nothing. And the reason for that is this was actually a 9-speed shifter on the front. I don't know how it got here, but maybe I just had it on there for storage. I don't know, to keep it off the ground when I was reorganizing stuff. Who knows? I'm so forgetful these days, but yeah, everything's routed through. And that comes up under the frame here. Yeah, it comes up under. And I'm going to reinstall the chain stay protector, which is basically just an old inner tube that I'm going to wrap around here. Old school style like we used to do back in the 90s. All good in the hood. I ground all those deals off where the cables were routed through and smoothed it out and threw some touch-up paint over it. And the paint's real uneven now. I like it matte. I like it black. All I have to do, it's got black touch-up paint, clean it up, throw some matte clear over it, and it's, black's easy. Black's easy when you don't require it to shine. Easy peasy. That looks pretty clean. Not too bad. But I got to get rid of these butterfly looking things on top. All right. Good deal. All right. See you in a bit. Okay, so all we got left now is to replace the olive and the barb that's on the end of this hydraulic red cable. Now what I had done is I had taken it off and I had cut the end and tried to reuse the olive, which it actually does work when it does, but it didn't this time because when I hit the brakes hard enough, it actually started to leak. And that is not good because they can fail on you, which is fine for me. But if Trish or one of the kids is riding the bike, then no, that's not good. It's bad. fixing things is what I do. In order to fix something, it's got to break first. So the olives that came with my hydraulic brake kit were the wrong ones. Of course they were. But these are compatible. These are the ones that I need. These are actually for Shimano hydraulic brakes, but these Zoom are designed the same way. And they work just as good. If not better, arguably, I'll take the Pepsi challenge on that 9 ways to Sunday with just about anybody. I've gone full blast downhill, and this thing will stop you on a dime, and you'll have change left. That's a dad joke. Okay, anyways, back to what I was saying. Olives, barbs, you get them on Amazon, $5-10. I don't remember. But I'm going to replace this one and stop the leakage because it's leaking pretty good. Not when it's standing, but if I hit the brakes hard enough, it's going to leak enough to where it could potentially fail on the back end. And I've got that rigged up pretty good. I'll show you that part here in just a bit. Okay, let's get after it. Now, when you're doing this, you're not going to want to pull this lever at all whatsoever, okay? Because it's full of hydraulic fluid. You pull it, it's going to drain this, and you're going to make a mess, and then you're going to have to bleed the brakes completely, probably. I say probably because I've never actually done it, which I will at some point. But if I do this right, I'll hook it back up. It'll work well. I'll bleed them slightly without having to do a complete bleed. Get a few bubbles out, and you should be good to go. All right, here we go. Okay, it's on there. It's on there, kids. And don't forget, if you use vice grips, you're going to want to wrap it up with, an old piece of inner tube. That kind of keeps it safe. You could damage the cable from the outside. It's not very likely, but you can. And the fluid will leak out. And I'm assuming that just about any excuse that it would have to leak out, oh boy, I guess it would take it. Okay, barb, olive. Now again, this olive is not compressed. It will be once this bolt goes onto here. And as I tighten the bolt, it'll compress the olive into place, okay? Push it as far as I can get it. Okay, I see what happened. The cable got compressed a little bit, so this is not going to get past it. Not a problem. Everything is doable. See how I did that? Gently get it past. The housing was compressed with the table vise and or the vice grips, because that's what a vice does. Put it in there without cross-threading it. Do not want to cross-thread it. It's kind of hard to tell sometimes. Okay. So we're good now. We are good to go. As I tighten this down, it'll get closer to the olive, and eventually it'll start compressing it. And once I do that, okay, now it's going to start compressing. Once I do that, as it compresses, it will eliminate any spots or openings or gaps for that fluid to get out. because you hit these brakes hard enough, it's like stepping on a balloon. That fluid's going to want to get out somewhere. What it does is it goes straight down the cable, down to the caliper, and it compresses the brake pads. Okay, that's in there pretty good. You don't want to tighten it down too tight or it'll strip. Do not want to do that. Okay. Okay, cable's been ran. Grommets installed after we drilled the frame out. There's no leakage here. Put a new olive and a new barb in there, and it's compressing just fine. Pretty evenly with the front brake, which has already been serviced. So I may check it again, but it seems to be pretty good. I don't think I have to bleed them, not even a little. I still may, though. Everything's done. Everything's ready to go. And all that's left is the test run. So, see you in a bit. All right, today's ride will be on the Hyper Havoc. The hydraulic brakes are redone. The pads are sanded down and cleaned. There's a new olive and a new barb on the end of this hydraulic cable because it was leaking. That was my fault. The frame has been drilled into. The grommets have been installed and the cables have been run through accordingly. Good times. Our your good friend X, hanging out with you guys here in the woods behind the house. Now, I'm going to test these brakes as well as the tweaks that I've done to the drivetrain. Also installed bolt-on skewers in the back. Aesthetically, much cooler and arguably much safer. Certainly out in these woods when you got vines going across a trail, wanting to grab that quick release and have you go over the bars. That ain't no fun. We're going to test the suspension out and the brakes and see how she handles it. All right, here we go. Okay. Well, I popped the chain on that last ascent coming up the other side of the hill. What I was really trying to do was capture that sunset. It was absolutely gorgeous. I didn't want to miss a cinematic opportunity. I thought I would throw a drop in the middle of it and see if I can get something cool out of it. But on my way up, you can't hear it in the video, nor can you see it, but I popped my chain. Let's see if we can find it. It's on here somewhere. I felt it earlier. On one side of the link, it's broken. There it is right there. Here's where it broke. On my way up the hill, it popped. But I kept on going for the sake of a cool shot. It might have been more entertaining if it had popped off the bike. Way more entertaining. Okay, so here's the link. It's an old chain, but again, I've got more chains in my parts bin, so I'll just swap it out. Now, it's a recycled chain. It's a chain that came with one of the other disassemblies, if you will, and it went in the parts bin. I needed a 9-speed chain, specifically because this is a 9-speed, and it was rusty. It had broken once before. I don't listen very good. And I'm assuming now I know that if it's rusty in one spot, it's been sitting around for a while, it's very likely that it's rusty in more than one or weak in another spot. I'm riding cool so I can make it back to the house without the chain completely falling off. And then I got to hike. Screw that. Okay, so here we go. I'll see y'all here in a bit. I'm going to head back to the house. I'm just riding cool. I should be able to make it home. I'm not far. See. I miss her too. You sit out here with her as long as you like, okay? I love you, Moose. Well, let's see. What should we do? I got a great idea. That's enough of that noise. Okay, so easy fix. Not a big deal. Chains break all the time, especially when they're old and they're used, and you get them out of a parts bin thinking you can reuse them. But in actuality, to a certain degree, you can, depending on how aggressive you are with it. And coming up a 100-foot hill, that's fairly aggressive when you throw it in your lowest gear and then you try and just huck it up the hill, which is what I was doing. So I'm going to spend a little bit of money and get a better chain. Okay, specifically for this one. Maybe not so much for the other bicycles, but for this one, why not? All right, see you in a bit. I take that back. I reached in my parts bin and found a 9-speed chain right there on top. It was waiting for me. It's probably been waiting for me this entire time. See you in a bit. That's probably going to be too short. Never mind, I take that back. Forget what I was about to say. I'm actually going to use a master link this time, which I don't very often, because technically you're only supposed to use them once. Screw that. That makes no sense to me. But then again, maybe it's not supposed to, right? Now, I don't know this is actually going to work. I don't know how good this master link is. Boy. Not looking cool. It's looking really, yeah, that's not cool at all. This is why I don't use them, because they get worn out. And it's really very easy to very easy to lose your chain completely. Very easy. There is an inconsistency somewhere in this chain, and it's somewhere over here. See if we can find it. Probably in that link that I just used the table vise to close off. That probably not the best idea. In fact, it was not a good idea. Let's try this again. And last but not least, the wide angle cassette in the back, right? I'm gonna do some climbing today over at Ant Hills, so I'm gonna need it. Seems to be shifting pretty good. Yeah. All right, let's go. Made it to Ant Hills. We're going to give her a test run with the new mods, including the 9-speed cassette on the back. Let's see how she does. A hairy-chested man, Ant Hills here in Houston, Texas. Right down the street from the house. All right, so we're going to give this thing a whirl. See if this through frame routing situation holds up, which I'm certain that it will. If it doesn't, then I'll just glue the grommets in. Not a big deal. Or I can plastic weld them. Easy peasy. All right, ain't nothing. But over here in the Ford F-150, 4x4, baby, in case I get stuck in the mud, which I don't get stuck in the mud. It's 4x4. This is Houston, Texas, brother. All right, heads up on that. We'll see you in a bit. And of course, all right, let's do it. Holes. It pulls from the derailleur. It doesn't stretch the cable, I don't think. It pulls the derailleur shifter cable away from where it's mounted. Yanks on it pretty hard, makes it slip. And that's when the adjustments need to come in. Such a smooth bike. Very smooth. Very smooth. Of course. Hello.
This is a call from Taylor High School. Deacon had an excuse today in periods 3, 4, 8, and 5B. If you have any questions about this message, please contact Taylor High School.
I do, but not right now.
281.
All right. Oh, it's great to be out here. Yeah, look at some roots, baby. Nice. Yeah, baby. Come on. All right. What we got? Come on. Get me up there. Always something new at Ant Hills. Oh. Sometimes long straightaways are my favorite part of the ride, because I know what's up ahead. Just like in life, you're gonna have a long, smooth straightaway, and then life will throw you a curve. Lots bumps in the road. It's a GoPro effect. You don't see how much I'm climbing or how much these routes will make 100 millimeters travel feel like a rigid fork. But I've got these guys dialed in. I'm going downhill now. Oh man. For what it is, I was smooth. It may look bouncy, because it is. You know, this little full suspension, the way I've got it set up, it feels pretty good. Climbing at about a 45. All right, let's check it out. Ant Hills, ladies and jelly spoons, that is a drop. Well, losing light. I'm gonna make my way back. Camera looks good. Bike is shifting fine. I'm anticipating that it won't. The harder I pull on that shifter, the more it pulls out of where it's mounted on the derailleur.
color ceilings. And it's unused trail, at least for a while. Beautiful pine. Smell the pine. Oh, there's just nothing like it. Eats again. Oh boy, that was pretty steep. I can climb this. Oh, this is a steep ass climb. Tell you what. The answer is no for the moment. Wrong shoes today. Definitely. We're better off with some shoes that had some tread on them. Not because of how they sit on the pedals, but because of how they don't when you're on the ground. Oh, he's shaking.
I didn't see it the whole time. It's gone. All I heard was.
This thing's above here. Everybody's gonna go over the bars. Easier than not. It's gonna have some kind of control now. You got that? You're right. Everything's in moderation. Try to spam these rocks, these roots. That's your ass. Just respect them. Show them some respect and they'll be courteous to you. In case one of these bad boys with too much confidence, it's a bad day. All right, home stretch. Now it seems a little rigid on the chest mount. It's a stable picture, but it does have that rigid shake to it. I think that I'm gonna go back to my helmet cam because your head and your neck is more like an analog gimbal, if you will. It just has a natural damper to it because of your vertebrae. Oh God, shut up. You know what I mean. Here we go. Going downhill, baby. Yeehaw. Yeah, give me the root. Give me the root. Give me all of it. I'll take one. to go. You can supersize them bad boy. Let's go. Bring it. Home stretch. Come on. Sun's going down. Here come them nocturnal animals. Our good friends, of course, the jackrabbits, squirrels and whatnot. Got your feathers as well. Coyotes, feral pigs and feathers, but they're a pain in the ass, and you'll see them too. Yeah. Chain drop. Chain drop. All good. Coming soon. Another derailleur, not new, just a new one to this bike. I can feel it. Yeah, it needs adjusting again. Just about every time. And around this much of this stage of the ride. Can only take so much before it starts acting up. So I'm going to remain seated on the gnarly parts, at least if I can. Oh, there it goes again. There it goes again. Ooh. I'm tempted to put that 12-speed SLX on the back of old gal. She's been with me the longest. Oh boy, well, I love turning a wrench on her. It's so much fun. Losing that sunlight. Woo! Smells like wet dog. Come on, bad boys. I can smell you. I can smell you. Come on. Bring it on uphill. Let's go. If you don't like cardio, but you love to ride, then that's all you need. Don't fight going downhill. Just let it happen. Go on, let them loose. Come on. Come on. I didn't need to take those roots. I just wanted to. Oh. Yeah. It's a Walmart sign right there, baby. What you gonna do about it? You don't do shit. You can throw me, but I don't have anything to do with the suspension. Woo! Oh shit. All the way up. I'm a home stretch. How do I keep it? The cable from slipping from the mount. From the bolt down, or where it's bolted down. The answer is not tightening it more. That ain't the answer. I tighten any more, it's gonna break. Something needs to be in there to hold it. Perhaps a washer. Come on, bad boys. Home stretch, baby. Last time I went right into this tree over here. Yeah. Come on. Roots. Collapse your arms, don't be rigid. Get your clenched grip on them handlebars, on the grips. It's in the name. Leave your arms loose. Just go with the flow. Go with the flow. That's what flow is. That's what makes it exciting. You don't know what's next, even when you do. All the way back. Hey, Mr. Squirrel. Technically, I'm going uphill. Those jumps are in reverse. Or is it me? Ryder. Howdy. Excuse me, fellas. Home stretch, baby. Last time I went right into this tree over here. Yeah. Come on. Roots. Collapse your arms, don't be rigid. Get your clenched grip on them handlebars, on the grips. It's in the name. Leave your arms loose. Just go with the flow. Go with the flow. That's what flow is. That's what makes it exciting. You don't know what's next, even when you do. All the way back. Hey, Mr. Squirrel. Typically, I'm going uphill. Those jumps are in reverse. Or is it me? Ryder. Howdy. Excuse me, fellas. Whoa. How are you easy on the drop brake section? Do the climb test again. That's better. There's my chain drop. Okay. Keep after me. Don't stretch up this hill. Come on. Yeah. Well, it held up. Had one chain drop, which is to be expected on the high-end bikes. That happens sometimes. But it was a good ride. I ran out of film, which is not a shocker. I was filming on the iPhone 15, and right now I'm filming on my 10. This is the one that I normally talk on, but I don't use it for filming. Well, maybe sometimes for some B-roll, but that's about it. Good times are afoot here in Ant Hills. My good friend Sean Eric hang out with you guys. My friends call me X. The saga or the adventures or the ballad of the Hyper Havoc. It's your good friend X. We'll see you next time. The rear suspension actually came off a very old Diamondback Hello.
Hey, this is Ayla from the Digital Activation Department. We're reaching out because your business isn't showing up on the 5 major search platforms.
Take me off your list.
So,
Take me
I
off your
can
list.
always remove you.
Race. Stop bothering me.